What up, everybody? It's Ipadbeatmaking.com here today with a quick update on iPad Pro news. Just in, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button, as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss out on the latest news, tips, tricks, sales, updates, beats, and more. Now, there's been a leak regarding the upcoming iPads that says the Apple M1 apps will natively work on the new iPad Pro. More specifically, if the apps are optimized for the M1 Mac, they'll work with the latest iPad Pro. Now, I'm not sure if this will be applicable across all of the different iPads, but specifically due to the nature of the similar chipsets to the M1 and whatever they're going to call the new iPad Pro chipset, this will enable them to have cross compatibility, which sounds incredible. This finally appears to open the door to some of our favorite desktop DAWs, but they will need to be touch optimized to really get the most out of them, obviously. But if you have something like a trackpad or a mouse in a keyboard situation, then I think even though they're not totally touch optimized, it will be very handy to have these DAWs on the iOS ecosystem. Now, I'm not sure how AUV3s will work exactly, if they will carry over. I know that some of the AUV3s on the iPad are able to carry over to the desktop, and those appear to work with no problem. So maybe we will get that same kind of compatibility coming from the desktop side to the iOS ecosystem. But even if that isn't currently the case, if we can get some of the DAWs and the stock plugins with them, at least we are taking a step in the right direction, and the major developers will get on board with hopefully optimizing them a little bit better for the iPad so that we can use all of our favorite AUV3s. Now, I love this initiative though, because it takes away the need for developers to dedicate more resources and team members to complete software rewrites. They're able to take the software in its current form and it automatically work with iPad. And I think this is going to give the developers a lot of motivation now that they will have this new ecosystem available to them. Now, how this will work in terms of pricing, if the prices on iPad apps are going to be the same as the price of the desktop apps, I think is going to be at the discretion of the developer, so I'm not sure about that. But if we love our desktop DAWs and we're able to use them on our computer and our iPad, I think it's more than worth paying the asking price of the desktop format to have them available to us on the iPad, get constant updates, and hopefully get that touch support integrated into the iPad format of that DAW. So hopefully this inspires some DAW makers to get on top of that. And I'm really curious about how this will affect DAWs such as Cubase's now that we'll be able to just use the full version of Cubase. And I'm also looking forward to seeing how Pro Tools performs. And I'm also curious about if the UAD plugins will work, because like I said before, it's still unclear just how AUV3s will work in this new hybrid ecosystem. But this is great news, and you already know that that probably means Logic Pro is gonna come kicking down the door and allow for the perfect example of these desktop Pro apps being ported over to iOS the right way. Again, I'm not sure if this is going to be strictly the new iPad Pro only. So far, it sounds like it will be, due to the fact that there's going to be some kind of handshake going on between these new processor classes that we're getting with the new M1 Max, as well as the newest iPad Pro. There's been no news in terms of if that will be compatible with the older iPad Pros, which might make some iOS users upset. But I really don't see it any different than being able to have certain Dolby camera formats on the iPhone 12 Pro versus the regular iPhone 12. There's always differences between the different levels of the phones in terms of what they can do, like the iPhone 12 Pro, I believe, also has LiDAR, whereas the iPhone 12 doesn't, or something to that effect. So it wouldn't be a surprise to me if we did not get like a universal ecosystem of things just all working the same, and if the iPad Pro has a more distinguished class of apps that it can run. I think this is a step in the right direction. I know some people might disagree. They might feel like, hey, if it's available on one iPad, it should be available on all of them. But I think eventually we're going to need to fork off from different iPads or iOS devices, and it's already happening. The Magic Keyboard case is not compatible with every single iPad. It's very clear, the designation they've already put forth. So I don't believe this is much different than that. But what say you? What are your thoughts on being able to finally run some of the desktop class apps that you know and love on the latest iPad Pro? And the question is, how will this change your buying decisions? Are you now going to go get the iPad Pro? And I'm hearing rumors that Apple will have 2 USB-C or Thunderbolt 3 ports on the iPad Pro, which is going to be incredible. Be able to run, hopefully, the Apogee Symphony Thunderbolt line or the UAD Thunderbolt stuff, etc., etc. This is going to open up a huge door. Not to mention the door for like video editing software too in this ecosystem. Be able to have like After Effects. I mean, serious pro level stuff. We love LumaFusion. We don't want LumaFusion to go anywhere, but having an app like After Effects would also be really cool on the iPad. So I'm looking forward to using that. I will definitely try to be among the first in line to grab this with this update. But anyways, that is the quick update. They are saying that all of the M1 software will now be able to run on the newest iPad Pro. Sounds incredible. The possibilities are endless. Mind is blown right now. But with that said, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you have the great rest of your day. Please be sure to hit the like button as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss out on the latest news, tips, tricks, sales, beats, and more. And be sure to check out some of the best kits available for iOS at iPadbeatmaking.com. It's iPadbeatmaking.com. Peace.